and gentlemen, are you ready? Let's count it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's the ROMs? Conway the Machine. Big Daddy Kane. New York.
What is up? What is up? What is going on, people? Welcome. We did it. 100 episodes, Roberto.
Who'd have ever thought? Is that the invisible man down there? Who'd have ever thought 100 episodes? I was just telling the wife.
Crazy.
Big. Can you believe we did 100 episodes? I can't. Wow.
Same here, man. Drop Shops in the house said congratulations. Jason Lee Tucker said congratulations.
What's up, people? Enough
Danny,
respect.
who's in the chat, said congratulations. Basel said happy 100. Thank you guys very much. Much appreciated. And like Roberto said, I did not think I would ever get to 100 episodes, you know? What's up, Danny? How you doing, brother?
Man, how y'all doing?
Chat.
Doing good.
Feeling good, man.
man.
Feeling
Thank
good, you know?
Good,
Living
good
up to,
shit,
like
good
I
shit.
said, going to bring the spirits because, again, 100. I might go to work a little tipsy tomorrow, but it's all for a good cause.
Yeah, me too. Got my
get
Heineken
that
over
middle
here
of the
too.
week, bro.
Cheers, partner.
Cheers, brother. 100
Danny,
episodes. 100.
And is it just a coincidence that this man downstairs from us is the man who basically brought, well, I can't say brought me on, but gave me the chance
Thank
on
you,
his
guys.
show to get on this platform, you know. Going back to show number 1, again, Nzo sent me a text by accident. I was like, what the fuck is he saying? So I replied back, yo, you sure you texted the right person? He's like, oh, shit, sorry, man. And sure enough, I questioned it, you know, what is that? He goes, yeah, that's my show. I go, shut the fuck up, man. Yeah, man, I'm doing a show on YouTube. I said, yo, you know what? I've been wanting to do this for the longest time. Never got the, I don't know the word to put to it, but I never just got to it. And
man, this shit is therapy, bro.
Yeah. And I just said, you know, Nzo, this is something I wanted to do. And he said, yeah, I was thinking something along that lines too. I said, you know, let's give it a try. I was nervous as fuck. I won't lie.
I will say, y'all, I was kinder to y'all than what my teacher was kinder to me, boy. Nzo can tell you. Boy,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
My storm used to ride me, boy, hard. I'm like, damn. But
hey, I ain't even gonna lie. I used to watch the show and it'd be like, yo, your camera and this and that. And I'd be like, yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
You know, I was just giving thanks to you, Danny, because you gave me the platform to actually get on board.
Thank you.
And give thanks to everybody. Enough respect and love. We are nothing without you. We're everything with you. And back to my appreciation to Mr. Comic Chat again for giving me a chance, for Nzo giving me the dream to do this, and I can't believe we're at 100. I got to cheers again.
That's amazing.
And
Good
to be
deal.
honest with you, I gotta give props to Daddy too, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here. You know what I mean? I used to watch him and Terrence on Equilibrium, and sometimes you're watching streams and you hear the conversation, and you home and you trying to add into the conversation as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was doing a lot of the times.
Yep.
And then
I
one
remember
stream,
that.
Danny was like, "Hey, yeah," Danny was like, "Hey, man, if anybody wants to come on." So I was like, "All right." I never been on Twitter, but I went on Twitter. I messaged him and I was like, "Hey, man." Danny was like, "Sure, no problem. Come on." Right. And then the week I was supposed to come on, I got a message and I was like, "Oh, I can't do it. I got to work." So I was like, I wonder. So that whole day I'm sitting on YouTube refreshing to see if Equilibrium was coming on. I'm like, maybe this guy just didn't want to have me come on.
Negative.
No
Boy.
Equilibrium. Then the next week came on, and what do? We did 5 days straight of Equilibrium, man.
I'm here to
Over
tell you,
3
boy,
hours each show.
when we first started here, it was like a drug. I was like, man, I
Mhm.
can't wait to get on there. Now, after an hour, I'll be like, okay,
I feel you, Daddy. I feel
okay, okay. Let's go ahead and wrap this up.
you.
Same here, man. And we were doing Rob's show. We were doing till 4 o'clock in the
Yeah, we
morning.
did. I
Man,
remember
Rob
that,
be
man.
passed out and shit.
Backstage.
Backstage
I'm like, yo, guys,
talking. Yeah, man.
I'm bobbleheading back there. I'm like, guys, I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about, but I'm out of here. You guys talking about all this comic stuff, and
I will say, man, some of the funniest shit on Rob, man. It's some shit, So I was like,
Oh man,
did he just say that? Did he just say that?
Hey,
is he
bro,
still on?
No word. Yeah, he's still on. He's still doing stuff
Rob,
every Sunday
people,
now, not
Rob
every day.
has calmed down a lot, man.
Facts.
Him now compared to what he was like 2-3 years ago.
Okay.
I can't believe it because something he be saying some shit. I be like, man, how you gonna get subscribers?
Hey,
you
remember the Great Jedi?
Oh yeah. Oh my god.
Remember the Great Jedi on your show?
I thought my show was gonna get canceled, man. He flipped out on that shit.
Yeah, man, it was funny, and I'll never forget, man. One time we were doing a stream on his show, man, and he was drinking that night and passed out during the show.
Yeah.
And
man, that shit was funny.
Right?
He's
At
like,
one point,
Rob.
his head flopped.
He's like, Rob, hit the off button, man. But the best one we had was we had that female guest that time. Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
I'll never forget that, boy.
I still have the video. Vasco said, because of Bigfoot Entertainment, I started. Good times. Have a great 100 and 100 more. Thank you. And I know you will definitely reach your 100 episode as well. Jason
I remember
Lee
when
said,
me and
thank
him were
you.
fighted for
Let
followers.
me come on. Help me get started.
Fucking ages ago, yo. Ages ago.
Said, help me get started. Yeah. Hey, man, because Danny, Rob helped Danny. Danny helped me. I tried to help other people get started as well if they wanted to get onto this YouTube platform as well. You know what I mean? So I brought a lot of people on. That first time coming on was on my show. I was like, yeah, come on. And boom, now they're thriving. Jason Lee Tucker's at almost 4K subs now. This shit is just going up.
Yeah, he rocking.
Yo, if you guys want to stay stagnant, you could follow my path. You'll stay at 99 for years. Just promise to do a show and keep them waiting. You know what I'm saying?
Rob told me, he said, Danny, you got to start doing them streams and do the videos. And I went up probably about 20, 25 subs this week when I debuted a certain person. So I'm like, damn, I might have to do him once a week or something.
Very nice, very nice. And you see, that's the thing. I was like, Danny's doing videos. All right, I'm gonna start doing videos too. And then I get home and I'm like, fuck that, I ain't doing no videos.
Same fucking thing. I said, what the fuck video am I gonna do?
I have to make myself sometime, man.
No, I feel you, because that video that I did do, the one I didn't post, took me till almost 4 o'clock. And that's because the Mac was acting up as well too.
Yeah.
But took me till almost 4 o'clock in the morning to finish that video. And I was just like, you know what? Fuck this. The fact that it took me so long, I ain't even posting the shit. Forget it. I'm done.
Fatal told me
we do that.
one I use
Go ahead.
now, man. It's pretty good. It's called
Which
Video
one?
Pad.
Ooh, you chipped out a bit. What?
It's called Video Pad.
Oh.
Video edit?
We got
Video
a short over there.
Yeah, you're sounding funny. Like
Can you hear me now?
staticky.
There we go.
Okay, there you go.
Video Pad.
Oh, video pad. Okay. Shifty Gism said, "Congratulations on 100th, though. Thank you. This is why I don't do videos. I'd be way too inconsistent in posting." Yeah, I know, man. That's the same thing with me, man. It gets hard, you know.
It's
But
a
we
commitment,
definitely
bro.
got to
It's a
get.
commitment.
Oh, for sure it is, and maybe one day I'll try it. Maybe not. Who knows? You know, I feel like if it's a video where it's like, oh, I got to do this video, then I'll put something together, you know. But I just really haven't had that, like, oh, I got to do this video, you know. What up, Tony Robbins? Thank you for coming in. Like I was saying, we do have
Mr.
a good show
Robinson.
for you tonight. We got some topics on here, and we're probably gonna head up some karaoke tonight. I know Roberto said he didn't want to do it, but
I told
did
him
one on
I
the
am
stream.
great at being an audience. I will cheer even if you
Hey,
suck. I'll just
Roberto,
motivate
let
you.
me tell you, boy.
Yes, sir.
If Chris Knight comes on here and he sings "Living in America," you are gonna be down.
I needed Chris.
It is
I needed Chris.
funniest
I needed
shit
Chris,
I've ever-
and I was sorry, Danny, and I was trying to get Nerdman on here to do "I'm Too Sexy" too, because that shit was funny as well.
Oh,
He did that shit. That was hilarious. But Chris said he's coming, so you know we're gonna
Hey.
get Chris on there. And
The first night I watched that, cause me and I was like, man, Chris probably gonna be good, man. He gonna kill his shit. And boy, when you start saying,
man, I tried to find. I couldn't find it. I tried to find it.
it's
I
on
couldn't
Josh.
find it
It's
anymore.
on Josh's. It's on
Oh,
Josh
it was
video.
Josh. That's
It was
it.
Josh.
That's
Yeah.
it. Right. Okay, I got you. So let me see if I can find it real quick.
Oh yeah, man, that shit is funny, man. What does he call himself? The movie aficionado. It's on that one.
Yep. Yeah, movie aficionado. I can't find it. Danny, you have the link? Send me the link, and then I'll find it.
I'm looking for it.
Okay. I want Nzo to do Electric Avenue. Nah, I got one that I'm gonna do. One that I know. I'm not gonna come on here and do one that I don't know. I'm gonna do one that I know. It's been a while that I did it, but I'm gonna test it out, you know. And then if anybody else wants to go, they can. If not, karaoke, you know, I'm not gonna ask.
I know
for
Danny's
people
getting in there.
karaoke.
I know Danny could sing.
I told Danny to get in there. Danny was like, "Oh, my throat's kind of hurting me tonight."
You couldn't get more creative than that. Say you have COVID or something. Fuck.
All right, I sent the link in your chat. K-Dot. I sent the link in your chat, K-Dot. So let me go. Hold on. Let me bring this one up here real quick. Share screen. I'm sure this is the one I did, but I gotta remember. Maybe Donnie will bring it up. But all right, guys. While Donnie looks for that, let's do this shit.
Microphone Fiend.
Yes, sir. Haven't done this one in a long time, so I'll try and catch it. Make sure I get it right. I was a fiend before I became a teen. I melted microphones instead of coals of ice cream, music orientated. So when hip hop was originated, fitted like pieces of puzzles, complicated. Cause I grabbed the mic and tried to say, yes, y'all. They try to take it and say that I'm too small, cool. Cause I don't get upset. I kick a hole in the speaker, pull the plug, then I jet back to the lab. without a mic to grab. So then I add all the rhymes I had. One after the other one, then I'll make another one. To diss the opposite, then ask if the brother's done. I get a craving like a fiend for nicotine, but I don't need a cigarette. Know what I mean? I'm raging, ripping up the stage, and don't it sound amazing? Cause every rhyme is made and thought up, cause it's sort of an addiction. Magnetized by the mixing, focused vocabulary, volcanoes erupting. The mic is a Drano, volcanoes erupting. Rhymes overflowing, gradually growing. Everything is written in the course so it can coincide. My thoughts to guide. 48 tracks to guide. The invincible microphone fiend rock him. Spread the word, cause I'm Neffect, a smooth operator operating correctly. But back to the problem, I got a habit, you can't solve it. Silly rabbit, the prescription is a hypertone. That's thorough when I'm feeling for a microphone. Like heroin, soon as the bass kicks, I need a fix. Give me a stage and a mic and a mix, and I'll put you in the mood. Or is it a state of unaware? Beware, it's the reanimator. A menace to a microphone, a lethal weapon, an assassinator. If the people ain't stepping, you see a part of me that you never seen. When I'm fiending for the microphone, I'm the microphone fiend. After 12, I'm worse than a gremlin. Feed me hip-hop and I start trembling. The thrill of suspense is intense, you're horrified. But this in the cinema are tales from the dark side. By any means necessary, this is what has to be done. Make way, cause here I come. My DJ cuts material. Grand Imperial, it's a must that I bust any mic you handed me. It's inherited, it runs in the family. I wrote the rhyme that broke the bull's back. If that don't slow him up, I carry a full pack. Now I don't want to have to let off. You should have kept off. You didn't keep the stage warm. Step off. Ladies and gentlemen, you're about to see a pastime hobby about to be taken to the maximum. I can't relax. See, I'm hype as a hypochondriac cause the rap be one hell of an antidote. Something you can't smoke more than dope. You try to move away but you can't. You broke more than cracked up. You should have backed up. For those that act up need to be more than smacked up. Any entertainer, I got a torture chamber one-on-one, and I'm the remainder. So close your eyes and hold your breath, and I'ma hit you with the blow of death. Before you go, you'll remember your scene. The fiend of a microphone, I'm the microphone fiend.
Go on, Nzo.
You have some breath control for that, boy. That was coming fast, buddy.
You didn't even stop the swallowing shit. You just jumping one verse after the next. Look at you.
That was one of my favorite tracks growing up, man.
Of course.
I remember that shit off
That's
by
a classic,
heart, man.
That's a classic.
That's one of my least favorites of his.
Really?
No, that was one of my favorites.
The favorite he
Me
sang
too.
is I Know You Got Soul and
Yeah. It's very similar, the beat. They just threw You Got It in there.
I Ain't No Joke?
No, when he walking down the street like a gangster.
Oh shit. Follow the leader.
Yeah, man. Follow the leader.
Follow the leader.
Yeah, that's cool. That was cool. But I Ain't
Follow
No
the
Joke.
leader, I come and
Damn, that was a hit, yo.
Hey, share this right here.
I ain't no joke.
You got
Alright.
to share this.
Oh, here we go. Danny found it.
Prepare to laugh your ass off.
Go a little higher.
You're like, oh shit, all right, Chris is going off. Okay. Thank you guys. Thank you guys.
Superhighways, coast to coast, easy to get anywhere. On the transcontinental overload, stand behind the wheel. How does it feel? That's too far. And somewhere on the way, you might find out who you are. Oh, living in America. Station to station, living in America. Hand to hand, across the nation, living in America. I got to have a celebration.
Josh face.
Come on now. Smoke back. Many miles of railroad track. All night.
Watch Josh now.
Radio. Keep on running through your rock and roll soul. All night diners keep you awake. All black coffee and hard roll. You might have to work my life. You might get the hard life. But everybody's working overtime. Yeah. Living in America. Oh yeah. Out of eye. Station to station. Living in America. Oh, hand in hand. The cross.
Watch Danny. Look at Danny.
Yeah. Got to have a celebration. Oh, I live in America. Say it loud now. Say it loud. Now I live in America. Wait a minute now. There you still there? You may not be looking for the promised land, but you might find it anyway. Under one of those familiar names, he's still after them, smiling all the same. Dallas, Pittsburgh, PA, New York City, Kansas City, Atlanta, yeah, Chicago and LA. Living in America. Whoa, come on now, Danny. You got to hit that, you know. Living in America. Everyone's laughing. I know America. Hey, I don't mind. I'm gonna kiss myself. I say it out loud. Oh yeah, come on now. Say it out loud, Danny. Come on. Make me proud. I live in America. Hey, I know what it means. Do you?
Jeez.
Hey, Muffin, get your heart out. Danny, you laughing, but come on now. I said, hit me now. Well, station to station. Living in America. Woo, yeah. Sell nights with your bad self. Living in America. I feel good.
Yeah, man. The embodiment of karaoke right there. That's my.
Hey, man. I told Chris to come on because I wanted him to do that live. You know what I mean? I really wanted to get a live performance from him on that one.
That was the funniest shit
episode.
I've seen in a long time, that boy.
Hilarious, man.
I remember Josh busting a few tunes on one of our many episodes. Josh almost came to fame.
So what you doing, Roberto? Which one you doing? Which song you doing?
I ain't doing jack, Jill. I'm here as audience. That's what I'm telling you right now. I ain't doing jack. We had that agreement in our contract just now. I heard Danny was gonna do something, and you said somebody else was coming on to do something.
Chris was, but I ain't hear from him yet, so we'll see if he comes on before we get into topics, because we got some serious topics to talk about.
I know
if Danny wants to do it
tonight.
You don't have to, but you know what I mean.
Look.
No forcing you, Danny. No forcing you. It's all good. But yeah, we got some serious shit.
It'll bring our numbers up.
Well, Danny doing it.
Danny's singing. Yeah, the word will get out. We'll pull
you know what would bring our numbers up? If Danny came with his friend. Danny, you got your friend tonight?
Oh goodness. You don't want him because he's ignorant.
Who's that?
Oh. No, we want your friend.
He is ignorant. I call him double DGAD. Deputy don't give a damn. He is ignorant. He'll say anything.
Danny coming in here with his uniform on and his deputy hat on, bro. On the
Alter
O.O.C.
ego, huh?
We would eat those police officers up, bro.
He's a different kind of officer. He don't care.
Oh shit. All right, guys. So let's get into one of the topics. It's because I found out some more information about it. You guys heard about what happened to Takeoff from the Migos, right?
No.
Really? So Takeoff from the Migos, the rap group, was murdered yesterday or the day before, right? Over a dice game. So the story over a dice game. So the story goes,
okay,
it was
what time of day or night was this dice game?
I think it was nighttime.
I'm going to say something. It's going to sound very cliche, but I happen, and I'm not a Skip Bayless fan, but Skip Bayless has always said this, man. It rings true. It always rings true to me. He said nothing good happens after 12 o'clock for some of these famous people, athletes, that kind of stuff. And that is kind of holding true in some of these things, man, because a dice game, you're going to lose your life over a dice game? That is crazy.
Absolutely. But here,
that's insane.
But hold on. Here's the information that came out, right? I would play it, but it's an Abram Preach video, and I know they wouldn't say anything, but whatever. Supposedly, he was there with Takeoff and what's the other one? Offshore, whatever the other guy's name is. They were there. Someone said it was 2:30 a.m. playing dice, right? So the other one, Offset, was arguing and fighting and cursing and blah, 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 blah with somebody, right? Shit got out of hand. Shots were fired. Takeoff got hit, right? Find out that Takeoff got hit before the people that were firing at him started firing, which meant that someone he was with did the shooting and shot him by accident. He died by
we were talking about cops shooting people.
Ain't no cops.
Not tonight. No.
You're here.
No.
You're here. That's why.
What up, Chris?
What's up, Chris? Long time.
What's going on, Roberto? How you doing? Going back to the whatever they're called now, the Commanders. Is that what you said?
Well, like
what up, bro?
We're gonna get this clear on the airwaves, and I will never, even when I do go back, when Dan Snyder hands over the keys and I'm back, I will just call them Washington. I can't acknowledge that name because that's his footprint he left on the team, and there's already rumor that the new owner could possibly change the name because it's fucking embarrassing, even for a guy who felt the way I felt. I'm not as true a fan as Danny because he stuck through it with this fucking monkey of a. Sorry to use that word. Huh?
What are you going to change it to?
Something better than Commanders, man.
They're playing decent football, man. It ain't the best, but they're playing a whole lot better than some other teams. That's all I care about.
Know, like you see, like I'm actually picking Dallas and not picking Washington.
Yeah, I see that.
That hasn't happened. Yeah, that hasn't happened since I've been playing with you guys. Because
I look at the thing and say, it's just Roberto picks. I'm seeing the Cowboys
more than once.
It is what it is. It is what it is. They're fucking out of this world.
Speaking of that, I didn't say this week's standings. Let me get it. I'll be right back.
And just to be sure, it was Quavo. Sorry, Takeoff and Quavo. Now I did my karaoke, Chris, and we played yours. I wanted you to come in and do it, but if you have another one to do, we could definitely take care of that too as well. But it was Quavo that
I need to see it live, Chris. I need to see it live because I want my laugh to be as original as Danny's. Oh shit. You were in character, baby.
I love songs like that,
Hey man, listen, if I had the cojones to do it like you, I would too.
Thank you.
Okay, I think that's enough echo there. I'm not sure. I can't really
Oh
talk.
shit, you
Give
got
me a
echo
sec.
now?
I got everything over here. I can.
They should have never
I got
been in a
auto-tune on this.
situation like this.
I got
Yeah, we'll get
auto-tune.
into that, and then we'll go back to Chris doing his thing, right?
Go
But
ahead.
yeah, I agree with you. So the situation, like I said, he got shot by friendly fire, and he died. It was Quavo that was, or Quavo, or whatever the hell his name is, and supposedly it was Quavo that started the argument, and he ended up dying by friendly fire. But at the same time, you're sitting there and you're like, bro, this was over a freaking dice game. You have to be fucking kidding me. Like, we as black people need to do better than that. What up, K-Dot? We're talking about the takeoff stuff, man. What are your thoughts, man?
I mean, first things first, rest in peace, Takeoff. Gonna miss him. He was my favorite member of his group. I'll say this about the situation. I wish this didn't happen, but I am more so glad that this wasn't a situation that Takeoff himself created. It wasn't like, he got into an altercation with somebody. He was hit by a stray bullet, right? And that's just as bad as starting a situation and, getting hurt within it. But I'm just glad he wasn't the one there doing something ignorant, because he's the quiet one in the group. Like, he's chill. You rarely hear drama around him. You hear drama around his other two members, but not him. He's super low key. He comes in, does what he needs to do, and then he's gone. Like, he does what he needs to do, and he's out. And
so you heard the
also,
stray bullet came from his camp, though, right? Did you hear that part?
Yeah, and that's and I've seen Abin Priest talk about this, and I guarantee you, it was somebody that they knew that was a friend that they hired to like be their security or something, or entourage or whatever. It would, not no professional security, and it was someone who doesn't know how to handle a gun, knows how to handle a situation without having to resort to a gun, and he ended up taking your own camp, someone from your own camp. Right? It's not like they shot the other people on the other side. They got Takeoff.
And supposedly it was Quavo that was arguing with the dude or whatever, and it got out of hand. But Basil said it's not black people. Yeah, it kind of is, because we get to a point where it's like I've been preached said about our ego. You know what I mean? Our ego. You can't say this shit to me if you say some kind of bullshit to me, right? And it's not about like fighting anymore. It's about popping caps in people, man. It's ridiculous. Like, over a freaking dice game.
Well, and I'm not sure if you saw the tweet, but it blew up. I saw Jake Paul's tweet on it, right? He mentioned that, stop the violence, stop all the shootings and stuff. We need to, and do like handle it with your fist and stuff. But then I would, and then he said in the same tweet, violence isn't the answer. But then he said, duking it out with your fist, even though you contradict yourself, saying, violence is not the answer. This is how I feel about it. Talk it out first. This is something that could have been easily talked out. Now, this isn't, this is gambling and stuff, so this is different. It's going to get heated regardless. That's why I don't gamble and stuff. But but in this situation, like, if people was a lot more grown up about this stuff, they could have talked this out. Like, literally talked this out. If there was some dispute over some money that wasn't, that wasn't given out properly, then talk it out. It was probably doing some illegal stuff, so they can't take it to take it to court. But y'all should still, even if it's some little grimy stuff y'all doing, y'all should still be able to sit there as adults and talk the situation out, right? There's some times when you can't talk things out and you got to resort to violence, but violence is a last resort. It can't be your first resort to get what you need done.
And you see, the thing is, again, Bob says, acting the fool is not a us thing. Rappers who act like they're from the streets when they're not is the issue. Okay, right. I agree that it can be an issue.
These three is from the street stuff.
But you
They
got to
just
also understand
got away
too,
from that
some of
shit.
these guys, they go back home, right? Instead of people be like, oh my God, this cat, you got people sitting in the corner like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to rob this guy, right? And I watched a video with these guys walking around with a duffel bag of like $12,000 in it, like, just balling, right? You cannot go back to the hood or where you're from and act big bocho like that. You can't do that, right? Because there's people in there who are barely surviving. They see you coming back in there, they gonna want to rob you. I ain't saying everybody, but you still got that group of people that are like, fuck this nigga, I'm gonna kill him, I'm gonna take his shit. You know what I mean? I was watching a documentary just the other day where Kim Kardashian went someplace, can't remember where they said it was, and them niggas jacked
Oh,
the
and that old
hotel.
dude, yeah, he broke
Yeah, the
down. He
old
brought
dude,
the
they
height of the robbery, and
the
it was
old,
easy.
yeah, exactly. And
He
all
posted it
this
all on
because
social media.
and all of this because she posted on social media, and she was running around with a $4 million ring. You know what I mean? There's bad-minded people out there, so you have to be careful
They're
what you're
called
doing. And I'm saying
opportunists.
exactly. Now,
They're just
again,
waiting for an opportunity.
these people were white, right? It was not black people that did it. White people do it too, right? But you
Yeah.
got to understand, when you make a certain type of money, when you're in a certain type of demographic, you got to be careful where you go, because people are plotting against you.
You know
You know
what
what I
it is
mean?
called, Donzo? It's called respect. Because if you think you're bigger, badder, better, you're gonna lose. You always lose. If it's not today, it's tomorrow. Like, for instance, when I went to Miami, I wanted a pair of and ones. They were red and white. And I said, fuck, wouldn't that nice Lewis hat go nice with it back home? I'm wearing it over there and I'm getting eyeballed up and down. And I'm like, like if you don't respect your environment, things can come upon you without you knowing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the same thing. You don't respect your environment, something's gonna happen.
Absolutely, 100%. What do you think, Chris?
No, I think that's true. Knowing one's surroundings is always important with things like that you're talking about. But yeah, definitely, I don't know. I think talking about, once you've made your money, especially if you come from a poor community, I guess that's something that isn't necessarily a white or black thing. But if you walk into that community again or into that situation again and act different or act like now you have something
Bigger, better.
you should understand that you should remember what it was like. If you grew up poor and then your friend over here ends up winning the lottery, moves out, but then every once in a while come back and like throws money around like it's nothing. It leaves a sour taste in your mouth. It's like, what the fuck? Dude, don't come around here acting like that. That's just you saying you're better than all of us now. And I will agree with the fact that it isn't just a black or white problem, but there is definitely a demographic that leans more to the black demographic, because they're more in those situations than most people. And when you're a rapper, when you're it doesn't even have to be a rapper, you're a singer, you're a rapper, you're an actor, anything like that, be humble about it. Because be humble, understand who you're talking to, understand where you're going. You can't just go back and act like nothing's changed. Everybody knows now that you've changed. I don't agree, though. I agree with the talk it out first, the whole violence thing. It's ridiculous. You hear this all the time. Like I was driving through a Walmart food market, the parking lot yesterday, and this kid goes up towards this dog that's this guy's dog right there, and it was off the leash, but the kid starts walking up to the dog to pet it or to whatever. The dog kind of barks and chases after him a little bit. The other guy goes up, grabs his dog, and then I think the mother of the kid that was up to him started saying something, and that guy went off on her, going like, "Bitch, don't tell me what the fuck to do. You did it," and it became this fight. And I'm like, "Folks, dude, keep your dog on a leash, and maybe the mother should teach the kid not to just walk up to stray dogs or random dogs." He's like, "Folks, you're getting in an argument." And literally, this was it went from pretty chilled. Kids and their
Boom,
mom and dad, I
escalated.
think, walking across the street, and this guy, and then as soon as the dog went, it's just like boom, done. It's like, people, you are way too on edge around this world right now. I'm not saying that things are like perfect in the world, but we each have to be responsible for ourselves and keep ourselves on an even keel and say, okay, let me, don't react, just figure out the first step to not escalate it.
And let me make
guarantee anything. Go ahead.
Absolutely, and let me make a point real quick. Okay, now hold on. Like I said earlier with them, you know, the Migos, when I saw the video with them walking around with a duffel bag of money, right? Tell me what rich white people do that. They don't do that. They go to the store and they buy their shit with their credit card or whatever. They're not carrying a duffel. Only we do stuff like that for whatever reason. They're not the only ones I've seen do it. I've seen a lot of rappers who just walk around with a duffel bag of money.
Look at Mayweather.
I was just about to say that. Mayweather
geez.
walks around with a duffel bag of money. Right? Like, for what?
White people either hire somebody to hold the money, they security when they go somewhere, or
no. This goes back to, and again, this comes up, and being white, I'll just say it. White people are more used to having things in general. I'm not going to say it's every white person in the world, but we grow up with a lot more in our favor more often. I'm not saying every black person is in a horrible spot from birth on. It's just the averages are very flip-flopped on that. So white people just, I don't know. I would assume that if you've been poor your whole life and then all of a sudden you've got money, or you worked hard for that money, like Mayweather, let's be honest, the guy who's worked hard for money. You come from a community where that's kind of how you're measured, and now look at you. Oh, but you got to be smart about that. White people in general, we're like, okay, we got money, so what? They flash a card, not cash. I mean, it's a whole different world. That dollar bill, that cash. Look at all the rap videos where they're throwing money, cash money around.
We're gonna get into that too. Absolutely.
Okay, but that is an image, but that's the image that a lot of people, a lot of youth, especially in black communities, in Mexican communities, in poorer communities, a lot of youth see that and they think that's what I want. And when they get it, if they get it, then they want to show it like that too.
Yeah.
Go ahead, K-Dot. You were saying?
And we'll just bounce off Chris' point real quick, and I had another point. And once they see that money, right? Mind you, they just want to get the money, but they don't know how to use it. They don't know how to use it or make the most out of it. Like, you know,
absolutely.
They don't factor in stuff like taxes, savings, all that stuff. It's like, oh, let's just need to get the money. But none of the people that's promoting this talk about what you should do with the money. Or, you know, you can take money and you buy whatever you want. Show money. If you make it, you do whatever you want. But people are just looking at, you know, just dollar bills and like, oh, I just need to get dollar bills and I'm successful. Like, no, it's more to it than just having the dollar bills. And also,
go ahead.
I was talking about, you know, Nzo was just mentioning earlier about how people, you know, when you're a high profile, you go back to your old communities. You saw it happen to Nipsey Hussle. I'm using an example from a movie real quick, and I know everyone here has seen it. Remember the first Purge movie? And remember at the end of the movie, they revealed the people that was trying to kill the people in the house. They revealed
were the neighbors across the street.
Jealous. And you know, they was living just as lavish too, living just as good. All rich white people and black people in this one neighborhood, and even they was still envious of this other person. It's like, all y'all rich, what you tripping for? And it, you know, even not, you know, and that's a exaggerated example. You know, it's a movie, but you know, that stuff happens in real life.
The great movies are similar to life, huh? That's why they grab you.
Absolutely.
It's either happening or going to happen.
What do you think, Danny?
I think black people know how to accumulate to become rich, but they don't know how to accumulate and keep wealth. And white people know how to do that, because I remember Shaq taking, he's like, man, you can be rich, but some white guys started to, he said, but are you wealthy? You know how to become wealthy. He said at first he didn't know what that was, but wealth is, man, that's generational. Sometimes rich is just like a flash in the pan, depending on how much discipline that you got when you become rich. Do you keep and maintain that rich? So I think that's a lesson that, yeah, we can get the money and become rich, but do we know how to become wealthy? And wealth is like generational. And I just think we so far behind in those lessons. Some of us are catching up. Some of us are making strides, but as a race, we'll never catch them. I mean, it's just factual.
Well,
Never catch
And
them.
let's give an example, Danny. Remember when the NBA went on strike? You know how many NBA players had to go back and move in with their moms?
It's a
You know what I'm
bunch.
saying? Why? Because they get this money, and again, we're gonna go into now the rap video stuff because that's what they're showing, right? The bling bling, the bus shots, the this and that. Get the bag, get the bag, get the bag. Show up, you know. And as a kid, you're susceptible to those stuff, and that's the type of life you end up wanting to live. And then if you ever happen to achieve that life, then you're gonna live life like it's one of them fucking videos. And I had to tell one of my friends like a long time ago, he's like, yeah man, I'm gonna be rich one day and I'm gonna have a house and there's gonna be girls in the house every day in the swimming pool. And I'm like, dude, that's a rap video. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna be just. I'm like, do you think them dudes that do these rap videos actually live that life? Come on,
Mm-mm.
man. You know what I
Red
mean?
Man was. You remember that movie, that show called MTV Cribs?
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Yes. You
Most
know,
of those things was staged.
what
The only one
wasn't
that I
even
thought
their
was really
house.
real was like Red Man. He lives in that
Uh-huh.
apartment. And his cousin sleeping on the floor. I remember. I was like,
Wasn't
yeah,
even their houses. You go and
nope,
you watch Pimp My Ride, and they have all these guys with these rides and shit. You go back and watch and see how many of those fucking rides actually worked, right?
not
You know what
many,
I
not
mean?
many.
That's
So,
why my parents, probably the best example I can bring up in this case when it comes to uh, people in the black community trying to maintain some type of wealth. My dad is like super old school. He grew up in the 50s and stuff, so he's super old school. He knows how to make money, right? He knows how to make money. But the thing about my dad is he does not know how to keep it that well. That's why
mhm,
my mom, they've been married for over 47 years. She knows how to manage money, right? She's like,
mhm,
if she wanted to, if I honestly, I don't know why she never became like a accountant or whatever, but she has the skills to do so. But she knows how to manage money. I remember a couple months ago, my dad wanted to buy a TV for this house that he and my mom is buying, right? And he didn't need the TV yet. And I talked to mom, I was like, Dad don't need that TV yet. And she was trying to advise like, we don't need this TV yet. Like we got other stuff we got to pay for right now. You know,
mhm.
it that's why sometimes, especially in the black community, and this happens in general, people let money tear them apart too much, and not too many people can come together and figure out how can we make this money work and help each other out. Because some
Mhm.
people get some money, not saying you got to share it, but they don't want to, educate somebody on how to manage it. That's why, especially in America, you see, uh, and especially in San Francisco, you see a lot of Asians and Hispanics people living together, right? A lot of them, and they're not living together because they're poor. They're
Mhm.
living together because
They're
it's easier.
conserving the money.
That's the best way to save your money, and then they're
well,
helping each other out. And later, those people can go branch out, get their own places once they built up all the money they needed to get, and go elsewhere. People in the black community, we don't do that often. We don't like help each other out as much as we should. Now, I'm not talking about just
And
help out anybody, like family, like even our own family, like close family.
mhm.
We don't do something like that to really help each other out, you know?
And if we do, we
I
saving
have
to
to
buy
agree with you
Jordans and this
100%.
and that. You know what I mean? And yeah, Daddy, I wear Jordans. Yes, I get it. But my point was, Kanye West was trying to explain this, and the way he came off, but he was trying to explain this when he talked about
Yep.
some of the things he talked about. He was talking about how the Jewish people, they don't do it like that. They help each other out as a community, right? If
Right.
one makes money, they're gonna teach the rest of them how to make money. We don't do that. If one makes money, we're gonna keep it to ourselves because we're like, oh, I can make more money and fuck the rest of them.
But they
You know
are
what I
one
mean?
unique. They're a
And that's
unique community. I find the Jewish
Yeah.
community. I envy them because I was amongst them, and I'm like, you know, people will hate them because they don't understand them. But if everybody followed that footprint, it'd be a better place. I'll tell you right now. If we looked out for each other instead of wondering, how are you making more money, or what are you doing to make your money? Why are you always up in people's business? Work for yourself and help others, and everything will be sweet. I swear to God, it's like they poison us so long that we can't. Some of us figure it out, but the guys who figure it out, they get squashed. Their information doesn't get out there. It's there and it's gone. It doesn't gain any fucking momentum.
Let me ask you guys a question, okay? We watch a lot of TV shows and we watch shows. Name me one fucking show with positive black people in it. A black show that's positive. Name me one.
Blackish?
I don't watch
A little
it.
bit.
What about that show with Anthony?
I don't
Anderson?
think Blackish comes on anymore.
Blackish,
I think
yeah,
it's
Blackish.
canceled.
Well, no,
but
okay,
that was
you mean
one of them.
current?
Yeah, because right now you got like Power, you got all these kind of gangster shows and shit. That's how they show us. But name a show where there's
Equalizer.
a good black family. No, a good.
There's only
family.
one, and it's a cartoon on Cartoon Network called Clarence, and it's starring a black character and his black family.
Okay, see, Cartoon Network, but that's not what they show when it comes to us, right? Danny said Equalizer.
That's sad or what?
And
one
I
show
know,
on the Cartoon Network.
Right. And I know Equalizer, you know, she's good with her daughter and everything like that. But I meant like a full black cast, Danny. You know what I mean? Like a full black cast, positive
portrays
black
family
influence.
value.
Like
Family
when we
value.
were growing up. Right. Like when we were growing up, Cosby Show, Family Matters, you know, Sister, all these type of shows, Moesha, your Parkers, all these type of shows. You don't have them anymore. The only shows you get now are shit like Power, where the gunshots and this and that. Then you get the rap videos and fucking.
Because that's the society we're in now, Anzo.
Well, yeah, but you see, I mean, okay, yes, again, proportionally speaking, yes, you're right, Anzo. It's more one direction than it is the other. But you know, they've got what's the monarch, the country. Basically, I call it the country empire. You know, it's these country guys that have all the money. They're in country music, and yet they're like killing each other, killing people, doing stupid shit. It's like, okay, that's the type of shows we watch right now in general across public. I mean, yes, I guess One Direction, it doesn't come across quite the same way because
this goes way back in our community.
Yeah,
That's
it
the
does.
problem.
Thank you for coming.
Chris, I do agree with you. Like it's common, but the biggest issue is like
if you can hear me.
Hey Ashley, how you doing?
Hey,
welcome. Thank you for coming.
The biggest issue is that with the black community, we don't have we have more negative content tied to us than there is positive. Like, and I literally asked this on my stream the other day to some people. Like, name me one black character that's similar to someone like T'Challa in fiction that's just as popular right now. No one could have named it.
There is none.
No,
there is none.
I couldn't even think of any. Like, I had to, you know, I had to think. I still couldn't think of anybody.
You talking about in history or currently now?
Currently now. Like on that T'Challa level in fiction to the world.
Because I do, because I do agree with you, Chris, that you know it's those white shows, they do it too, right? You get it. But you also have a mix of some good family shows, right? When it comes to black shows, you don't have that right now. Right, we don't have that right now. All we're getting, and then you have the rap videos with twerking. They had Megan Thee Stallion on She-Hulk, and they brought her in there at the end to twerk instead of having her rap because she's a rapper, right?
Rather rap or freestyle anything.
We ain't gonna be talking about Megan Thee Stallion.
I'm not against her twerking, but man,
she could have taught she could have taught She-Hulk how to rap, but no, she had to do the twerking thing, right? Because that's how they see us. What's up, Ash? How you doing? We're talking about
How you doing, Ashley?
the takeoff stuff.
What's she doing? She's
doing a robot.
Can you hear me
You
good?
doing a robot or something?
Yeah.
A King Tut?
We can hear you.
No, that was Zach. He was moving the freaking thing that was in. I didn't like it. I'm doing good. How's everybody doing?
We're doing good. Thank you for coming. Much appreciated.
I think that right now we're seeing groundwork. I don't want to agree with Danny completely, but I mean I understand where he's coming from, where he says he doesn't never think that the gap will be changed or shortened, or that minorities will always be behind on that, understanding the difference between having money and having wealth. But the framework is being laid right now in places like the NBA and the NFL, where they're trying to teach people coming into the league, listen, we do experience, strikes. We do experience slow periods. You may break your leg and never be able to play again. So when you make that money, you got to learn how to put it away. And we are starting to see more and more people.
Can I give you a statistic, Chris?
Well, no. I'm not disagreeing with you, Danny. I'm just saying I think the framework is there, that they're trying to change that attitude with people, especially in sports, where they're saying, hey, you may have this money now, but you need to learn how to. I mean, look at Michael Jordan, but then again, he did that on his own. But LeBron James, you've got people out there who are trying to invest. Shaq's a great story, because if you think about what he's done, he has invested in just about anything to diversify what he has.
But you know why all of these guys do that? Because they were probably mentored by someone, just like how Magic
they hung around
was mentored by Jerry Buss.
Is that not what we're kind of talking about here? Is that the community needs to teach each other?
But they are mentored by the white people. They were mentored by Jerry West and those type of guys who taught them how to do it. The problem is they are not teaching us.
In the black community, you do not know it's a secret how you make your money. You like K-Dot said, you won't even share it with family. It's always a big secret. What's the fucking secret, man? I want to know.
And I'll admit, me personally, sometimes I'm stingy on money too. I don't like giving money to my sister sometimes. Whenever she randomly asks, she'll be all like, hey, got 50? Oh, got it.
Nobody likes giving money.
I love you so here.
Yeah, giving the money is different, but now you would teach your sister how to make that money, though, right? You know what I mean? Hey, listen, this is what I'm doing, blah, 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 blah. You could do it as well. Boom. That's what we need to do. Ash, how are you doing? We were talking about the Takeoff Murder, and then we got into how, we think it's because of some of the things that they show us on TV, why black people are so, into materialistic stuff and stuff like that. What are your thoughts?
I don't really know. I know that he got killed, but I don't really know much about it. Really, I've been out of the loop. I feel like on a lot of things lately, but I think it's sad. I don't really know. I don't have a lot of information about what happened. I just know that he was killed. So I don't know.
Killed at a dice game,
I'm a little behind.
Right? So
okay.
No, it's quite all right. I'll break it down real quick. They were having a dice game. There was an argument, right? There was an argument going on, and Takeoff's people, I guess, pulled out their guns and started shooting, and he got caught by friendly fire. That's how he got killed.
Takeoff
friendly
take
fire.
Off fast enough.
We gotta.
Really, Donnie?
I mean,
humble that one.
That was the deputy coming out.
Bring him on, Danny. Go bring him on. Yeah, go ahead, Ash.
I've learned that you hang around negativity. You hang around things that are not good.
I think she froze
and got caught up with But I mean, if you're around negative people, you're going to get that negativity back.
Absolutely. And that's why I was
Exactly.
telling. That's what we're telling Kados and everybody earlier. Like when you have a certain status, right? You can't be going into your old hoods balling out with like duffel bags of money, acting like you the big shit, right? Because as much people in there that will love you, there's people there that will be
Take that as
plotting to get
disrespect.
you.
That's disrespect.
Yeah.
Who you think you are?
Right.
And,
Absolutely.
The other day, I was watching this stream of this other YouTuber I watched, and he mentioned something, and he stays in Florida, and that's one of those states where, certain cops might be a little mean. Let's just say that.
Aggressive.
Right?
Yeah.
Aggressive, very aggressive. And the person said in that stream that he's more afraid of being killed by another black person from his community and not a police officer, right? And I kind of felt the same way because I was like, yeah, I would be more afraid to be killed by another black person than a police officer. But I stay in California, mind you. I stay in California. I stay in SF, so our police officers aren't really douchey. Like
What
that.
the fuck are you talking about?
We got the special guest in the house.
Look,
I'm
just speaking the truth.
Thank you. Go ahead, sir. You have the floor. Speak your mind, Deputy.
How y'all doing?
You doing good, man?
Call me Double DGAD. That stands for Deputy Don't Give a Damn. And I'm here to set the record straight. How you doing there, Bigger Ford?
I think he said he'd be back.
What's up, Robert?
You still heard that. I'm good, Deputy Doug. How you doing?
Mr. Knight, how you doing? Kansas City boy.
Sir.
And Widow, what's your name? Widow?
Yes, the widow. Yeah.
And down there is the black saying. What the fuck? The black saying.
I'm doing great today, Deputy. I'm doing great today.
I'm gonna kind of just play off of what y'all
Show
saying.
your hands. Show your hands.
Hands up, don't shoot.
See that, Chris? It doesn't apply to you, huh?
But wait.
Wait.
Remember, the first thing I said though was how are you doing, sir? That's what my father taught me. My father was a police officer. That man pulls you over. The first thing you do is, sir, what's wrong, sir? What can I do for you?
How you doing, officer? So I could.
And then when they give you a ticket, I would always say thank you. Like, thank you for giving me a ticket. Like after, I'm like, thank you. Like, why did I just say thank you? And you just gave me
a ticket or a taser is what I give you. Preferably a
taser. we know it ain't no taser, especially with the ones on the top here, the certain color. You know you ain't going for the taser with us, bro.
Did you hear about what happened in my state, in Nicholasville, Kentucky? Deputy, what do you think about that?
What happened? First of all, you black and living in Kentucky. Oh, hello.
That's my first mistake. Black in Kentucky.
Judge Judy.
Well, no, a young black man lost his mother, and then some months later lost his brother, and he was having a mental health crisis and was going to kill himself, and the cops killed him.
Oh shit!
Why do it? We'll do it for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's
and his family called to get him help, and they killed him.
What the hell?
Last week.
Not their department. Actually, that's not their department, but yet they
15 minutes away from where, literally, it's 15 minutes away from where I live. I didn't know
Sorry to hear that.
It's sad, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They keep saying they're gonna have a department, especially for those kind of situations, but yet never seems to happen.
Deputy, what did he do wrong? What did he do wrong, Deputy?
I can't speak on that. I don't want to get you kicked off your show.
All right, cool. We'll leave that one alone. But what do you think about The Offset stuff, Mr. Deputy.
Takeoff didn't go
Takeoff
fast enough.
That's horrible.
Skip Bayless says nothing bad happens. Nothing good happens after 12 o'clock.
Yeah,
okay.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
That is true.
Mm-hmm.
And
I would say nothing good happens after 10:30.
Now that we're older.
If you're out of the house 10:30 at night,
I'd have to disagree with that.
You don't got a job.
I'd have to disagree with that. There's a few good things that can happen between 10:30 and 12.
Oh, you're just talking about poon, 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 poon. You're not talking about poon, poon, poon.
Well, I'm just saying it's a good thing, right?
I'll be falling asleep half an hour after that good time started.
When you're at your house, poon, poon is good. Without chasing poon, poon in the streets, that ain't good.
I'm at home by 8:30 every night now.
Well, at the end of the day, right? Like I was saying earlier, you have to be careful when you're going out at nighttime and stuff. Even here, man, like there's a lot of people getting shot up here for certain reasons. Like I don't really know what's going on. I don't really hear. But every day it's like, oh, this person in the South got shot. Oh, this person in Burgundy got shot. Oh, this person here got shot.
Almost every day.
I heard gunshots earlier today outside.
It's crazy.
Where I live now.
I thought up there in Canada, whatever y'all call that, is the kilometer.
Hey, it's a lot better than where you at, Mr. Deputy. Yeah, I can tell you that.
But you're right there, kilometer.
You know what?
What
you could actually enjoy your donut up here. You wouldn't always be getting interrupted.
I got the donut right here. How about
We got shots up here in Canada for the popo.
Next time you coming through my neck of the woods, I got a donut.
I'm still waiting for my BPV to arrive, officer. Just putting my hands up isn't enough to show you that I'm innocent and I'm not resisting. I'm waiting for my bulletproof vest.
You come through here, we cardboard whip Canadians.
Oh shit!
You don't know what that means, do you? I put a cardboard right outside your head and pop you 2 or 3 times, and you won't have no marks left.
Sharing your secrets, are you, officer?
You know.
I thought that shit only happened in the 70s and 80s.
South Carolina, avoid that situation.
Sitting down here on the floor like this with my camera on, I look fast.
Oh no, it's okay. Don't worry. You don't need your camera on. You're good. And
I do.
I
do. My mic is on. I was telling Zach that I feel like I look bad with the sweatshirt.
No, I'm glad you popped on, man. It's
I
been
think a lot of people would like to have that treatment that Danny just said, opposed to the treatment they're receiving.
Yeah, for real. Right.
I take a beating any day over a bullet. I'll tell you right now.
Facts, 100%. But again, to get back to what we were talking about, I think that, like I was saying many times, we got to do better as Black people as well. You know what I mean? And I wish that we would be able to come together, you know what I mean? And lift each other up instead of always bringing people down. You know what I mean? And I remember when Biggie and Tupac got killed, and this is why, like, say what you want to, I have nothing but respect for Puffy, because he changed the music at that point. He stopped doing all of that, gangster stuff and started getting into dance music and shit. That's when all that dance music started to coming out, that dance hip hop stuff, because he was tired of watching his people, like rappers, die, right? We've had XXX pass out, die. We've had Pop Smoke. Was it Pop Smoke the one that got murdered too? K-Dot?
Yep.
And now Takeoff.
And see, and this is the thing with the 3 situations with X, Pop, and Takeoff, right? XXX got shown. He was trying to go and literally purchase a motorcycle. Just average stuff.
I didn't need you to share that yet.
And from what I know, he wasn't tied to no gangs and stuff. He was just back in 2016, he was just a problem kid. Now he wasn't no like gangster, brother. He was just a problem kid. That was it. And after that,
I watched the documentary.
Pop Smoke rented out an Airbnb. I think his girl or whatever, she posted the location where someone posted their location, either him or the girl. His location got posted online. They found an Airbnb, robbed him, shot him. Takeoff, hit by a straight bullet. Like, these weren't even situations where these people was even instigating situations. They just doing some average stuff. Well,
No.
Takeoff was in. They was in a
But inherently, when you live in a violent area or you live in around violence, which, again, proportionally speaking, these people have been around violent areas. Or, for instance, going back to understand when you have something that somebody else wants, primarily money or things like that, when you share out an Airbnb location and things like that, you got to be careful. I mean, you just got to be careful about everything these days.
Right.
And
but I'll say this because I
it's
don't
not
know
right.
if K-Dot heard it. Sorry, Chris, just real quick.
Okay.
I don't know if K-Dot heard it or you guys heard it, but I heard that the killers were already there, so it had nothing to do with what she posted. They were already at the Airbnb and they saw him come in it. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was black guys, right? Black people that did Pop Smoke.
Yeah.
It was black people that did Extinction. It was black people that did
PNB Rock.
The first guy. PNB Rock, right? And then
did she ask that guy to come over to the Airbnb place?
Nipsey Hussle.
No,
she didn't ask him. They were together.
Because there is a like a scam going on where a girl will invite guys on the internet, whatever, to come to this house, whatever, for sex, whatever. And then when the guy's on the way there, she have her crew come in there, and when he walks in there, they're robbing. In some instances, they kill him. So that's what it kind of sounded like to me just now. I don't know if that was the case or not.
It was probably that. That's what people was alluding to. It could have been a setup because even though yes, the address got leaked, sometimes in these situations, like, people just literally see you randomly doing something on the street, and that's when they act. Like with the situation with XXX and Tasha on PNB Rock, it wasn't that they was being targeted for a while. Someone saw them on the spot, like when X went to go purchase his motorcycle. It was because people happened to pass by him on the same highway going to the same dealership, and they followed him. It wasn't like, oh, we gonna rob him today. Like, when they woke up, they didn't say we was gonna rob him. It was in the middle of the day on the spot. Like, let's just do it.
Opportunity.
With PNB Rock, same exact thing. The son and the father was sitting in the car inside the parking lot, and they saw PNB Rock going in. It was like, all right, let's rob him now. They didn't.
But you see,
most of you people don't be waking up. Well,
let me ask you this: why does these kind of things seem to happen to these rappers or something like that, but it don't happen to somebody like the Denzel Washingtons or the Morgan Freeman?
Because it's rap in general. Like, and that's why I say this is the territory that comes to rap. Whether you a gangster rapper or just any type of rapper in general, walk with security. Have your security all times with you 24/7. Stop walking alone. I literally saw a rapper the other day going to the store. Yeah, going to the store just get a little thing. Have you security. You cannot move like everybody else. I don't care if you're a gangster or not. Have your security. But there's a reason these rappers don't do that, right? It's because they care about their perception. Because there's the audience people that tell them, oh, why you running around with security? You supposed to be a gangster. You look weak. And then when they don't have security, these same people will say, oh, why didn't you have security, you idiot? Now you're dead.
You can't win.
It's like it's a lose-lose situation. You can't win. When it should be, he should be rolling with security. That's a smart thing you do. That's why people like.
That's how it used to be back in the day. That's how you knew someone was famous, because he had 6 or 7 big ass people surrounding him.
And also,
I don't think all these rappers
also with rap in general. Not saying all of it, but mainly gangster rap. Not just gangster rap in general. This genre is plagued with death.
Haters.
It's plagued with death, and there's a lot of negative stuff in it. Not saying all of this
ego oriented,
but it's played with it. So these rappers, they're going to be dealing with this stuff.
And to be honest, Danny makes a good point. Like, why Denzel Washington, these kind of guys, it doesn't happen to them because they're living this lifestyle, right? Right. They're living this lifestyle, this gangster lifestyle, this, balling lifestyle, this hustling lifestyle. So
they difference is they smart about it. They difference is they smart. And Denzel, he's an old head. They know how to
Yeah, but I'm just saying it seems. I'm saying it seems to be generated or only exclusive to this one genre. The other genres where blacks thrive at, you don't hardly see that. You see a little bit in football, more so than basketball. But other than football, I mean, you don't hear no hockey players or tennis players or golf players or any other sport or any other genre like baseball. I don't hear
Honestly,
that
I think
every now and then.
honestly, I think this is the biggest root of it. A lot of these rappers, and we'll use the most recent ones, for example, Young Thug and Gunna. They got caught up with that RICO charge, and now he's about to get locked up for a while. It's because he was still associating with this gang, um, ever since 2015, his YSL, and they turned into a music brand, his own studio, but they still kept on doing crooked, shady stuff. It's like you making music, you making all this money. Why are you still doing this shady stuff? We know that why they doing it. They're attached to it. They love doing it, and they can't get away from it. And also, they use it as another source of income. But it's like you making millions of dollars doing music. You have a craft here, and you wasting it on doing this shady stuff. Now, all rappers, you know, some of them might have done some shady stuff to get to where they at. Some of them probably stole some recording equipment and stuff, little things. But they don't know how to get away from that lifestyle. That's the biggest issue. They don't know how to get away and separate from the hood. It's nothing wrong with separating. You can help from afar. Help your people from afar. You don't have to go there and say what's up and do all this, because you can't do that no more. Stop thinking you can.
Absolutely. Well, at the end of the day, I really hope that we can come together, and because this is another senseless life murdered for nothing. You know what I mean? For nothing.
I want to speak
that's the
for
biggest
me.
issue.
Go
ahead.
If you
hold on, let Danny go, then you, Chris.
I say if you somebody famous like that, and I firmly believe this, you cannot stay in that environment because you're gonna get drawn into something. And I give you a prime example. When I first got law enforcement, I tried to police in my hometown. It did not work. From the first day I'm putting on my uniform for the first time, somebody, hey man, I got a ticket. What? First day. And you go and try and do your job, man. We went to school together, man. We boys. I know your dad. I couldn't take it, so I had to go. And when I left, I thrived. Now, if I can help people back there, now I'm in a position now where I can help people. And that's what you got to do, I think, as a rapper and an actor, and something like LeBron James. LeBron James ain't going back to no Akron. He's not, but he's helping Akron. Michael Jordan ain't going back to North Carolina. I think he living somewhere. So I think he helps his town where he grew up from. So I mean, you just can't do it because I think you get grabbed at and pulled so much, it'll be just I don't know. It didn't work for me. I can't speak for anybody else. It might work for somebody else, but it didn't work for me. And I don't think it worked for these people, these rappers, these basketball players that come out of the ghetto. I mean, straight from the ghetto to hood or wherever you'll get pulled back into that if you're not of strong mind.
Absolutely, 100%. Chris?
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's really interesting because when I was looking it up, so the Houston police and all of that literally said, I mean, and this is something you don't hear very often with rappers getting shot, or let alone violence in black community. Normally it's a mayor that comes out and says this needs to stop, but you never really hear a police chief or something comes out. Houston officials plead for witnesses to come forward in killing of peaceful rappers. And then down here it says they have vowed to find or to deliver justice in the killing of the rapper Takeoff. That says something. I mean, because maybe police need to say that and take some of these things. And I'm not just saying because it's Takeoff. Perhaps not only the community needs to stand up for their community when this stuff happens, but the police need to come out and say, you know what? I don't care if it was a hood rat or somebody that was a gangbanger or anything like that. they don't need to be murdered. Maybe they weren't the best person in the world, but we're going to find the person who did this because every life matters. We need to stop this right now. If that were handled more often that way, perhaps we see a change or a bettering of the situations. Perhaps. I'm not saying it's going to fix the problem, but you got to take a stand somewhere. You got to start working together.
And I agree with you 100%, but the problem comes with now we as black people, you don't snitch. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
you don't snitch.
There's a lot of that stuff.
That investigation is going to get halted real quick unless someone says.
And what's good too was also a reality too on that is if you don't have the funds and the resources that someone that doesn't look like you, then because you start throwing some money around, it start loosening up lips and stuff. But a lot of times, and then it buys better defenses, better attorneys, better whatever the case may be. And then sometimes blacks just don't have that. I mean, or brown or whatever demographic you want to plug in there, you just don't have it. So I mean, a lot of times, I can see there's been like black girls killed, whatever. They'll put out an effort, but I know in our state there was this white girl killed in our capital, and man, the way that the departments joined together and stuff. I mean, we found a person, but then I will say it was a little black girl that was kidnapped and she was murdered. I mean, really bad, and they did stick together. They did come out. I can't say they didn't, but in some instances, you see it looks to me like a more effort towards certain races than others, or certain social levels than others, and that's unfortunate.
I agree with that 100%. Go ahead, Kid.
One more thing I did want to mention, just last thing, for Chris's point. And it's commonly here in America, but the only time people in our community really only come together, we should always come together like this for a lot of issues going on, is when, a police officer shoots a black man. But mind you, while, it's common in a lot of communities that white people commit crimes on each other, black people commit crimes on each other. But the thing is, you have a lot of black people that stand by a lot of Black Lives Matter, and then they're the same ones that take black lives. Not saying everyone who says Black Lives Matter takes black lives. I mean, there's people that legitimate that do like crime and stuff, gangsters and stuff. I'll use one for example, O.O.C Badass, right? He been talking, he been trying to be pro-black as of recent, but I'm like, no.
Bro, you talking these names of people I ain't never heard of before.
Yep.
You never heard of O.O.C Badass?
I think
half the names you called tonight I ain't never heard of.
I don't know none of them.
Well, all right. So,
I heard it.
Lil Boosie.
Just Takeoff and Get Ready and
Lil
About To. I ain't heard none of them suckers.
I know Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah, I know
That's the only one.
But when you said Takeoff, another guy About To and Getting Ready and all that whatever.
No.
I can understand that you don't know about them. All right, share my screen. So he probably does not recognize this guy.
Yeah, that's Boozy. He's always on Vlad TV.
Who?
O.O.C Badass.
Boozy.
Yeah, talking shit.
No.
That's the one who defended R. Kelly, right?
Yeah. He was talking about the 30 years.
He's a big defender of R. Kelly. Yeah.
Now, recently,
he's dead.
No, he's alive.
No.
He's one of the reasons, and he's a rapper. And he's one of the reasons I take issue with these people that claim Black Lives Mattering, because he created music for so many years that promotes disrespecting black women, gunning down other black men, stealing from other black men, beating on other black men for any little thing. Oh, you stepped on my shoe, I'ma slap you. And then, I see him go at someone like recently, Kanye West, and go like, oh, Kanye West, you all whitewashing stuff. Like, dude, you hurt the community. you damaged the community. How are you gonna get on this person?
Well, let me play devil's advocate. Okay, most artists that I've listen to when you hear me interview, they say that they sing out of something, some kind of tragic event or something that happened in their life or their environment they're currently in. If he lives in that environment, he's rapping about it, then he is relating to the people that's in that same environment.
Yeah, I know.
It may not be conducive to what you want it to be, and it may sound kind of productive, but he's rapping about what he's living.
Yeah, and that's totally fine with me. It's just that I don't want him claiming he's pro-black when what he's talking about is not pro-black. And even now, he doesn't make much music no more. But when he went on Twitter, attacking Lil Nas X, told him he should commit suicide and stuff, just because he's homosexual, right? He can have his own position, but like he literally told him to commit suicide because Lil Nas X trolled him and just made fun of him. It was just a joke. And he told him to kill himself on Twitter. I'm like, bro, it ain't that serious. You telling that to another black man, but you claim to be pro-black. It's like I get it. You rap about what you want. I'm not against what he's rapping about. He can talk about his experience, but you cannot claim you pro-black and you care about the black community and you are also hurting it. Like you cannot be a drug dealer selling heroin to black people and say Black Lives Matter. You cannot. That doesn't work.
But you know what? Wait.
Pro-black is a social thing, not a moral thing.
No, but you know what? You're right, K-Dot. But isn't talking out your ass or both sides of you, isn't that like just how there's a lot of people who do it? Politicians. I mean,
yeah. It's a lot of people, in politics.
Yeah, I mean,
a lot of people just talking and they're not standing by what they preaching. But we need more. And that's what's gonna make the world a better place. We need more people that lead by example. We need more people that instead of just saying, "Hey, don't do this," and then
but they actually do it.
How many of you
more people that practice what they preach?
Isn't the term pro-black more of a social issue than a moral issue?
A little bit, yeah, I would say so. Because pro-black, like, and a lot of these pro-black guys, like they like, you can't marry white, you can't do this, and you can't do that. So it's a lot about social stuff, but I guess there could be a little moral stuff in there as well.
Yeah, like I say, it's levels to it. It's levels.
Chris wanted to show this.
I just.
It's a damn gremlin.
What's that, Danny? That's a
gremlin.
That's what you're driving around in. That's what the deputy's driving around in.
Bro,
that's the only generally I can afford right there, man. Jesus Christ.
Just a good old boys.
And I'm glad you brought that up because it kind of goes into the next topic, which we'll get into. And Roberto sent me this one before earlier. And
cop bashing.
No, it's not cop bashing. It's about censorship, right? So let's play this video and tell me what you guys think.
Ashley.
Ooh, like pit bull.
Oh shit! Hold on, no sound.
Thoughts not coming into a.
Bring it back.
Now I got to speak up on this because they banned Andrew Tate for his masculine thoughts, not coming into agreement with the popular narrative. They banned this man on all kind of social media platforms, and I don't say this because I watch him, because I don't. I'm saying it for a reason. Now keep up. They banned me off of TikTok alone 4 times. Banned me for talking about God. Banned me for talking about truth. They continue taking down videos if it's truth. They'll hit all kind of videos with fact check as if it's a fact, when in all actuality, it's a complete lie if it has this on it. Now, this is what I'm getting to. They'll ban truth. They'll ban facts. They want to ban God. They want to ban masculinity. Because you know what's crazy and they don't ban it? Things like Lil Nas X dancing on the devil. A man that they brought out to attract children. Had a song that attracted children. So they blew the song up, had millions and millions of kids be attracted to this man, gave this man a children book. Oh, it gets deep. Just for him to completely make a 180, still have the kids' attention, but now it's on the devil. Y'all see how that works? All of a sudden, he having videos with the devil. All of a sudden, he coming out with a Satan shoe with the Bible verse Luke 10:18, where it talks about Satan falling like lightning. All of a sudden, but they haven't banned him. Let's keep going. Rappers continue to die by gun violence, yet they continue to promote gun violence, and they haven't banned that. Let's keep going. You got people like Megan Thee Stallion promoting promiscuity, promoting immoral values, as well as Cardi B, a song called WAP all over the radio, all over the TV, all over America. Why do you think that is? They want you to stay ignorant. Oh, you think I'm lying? Then why is she somebody that they decided to have Biden talk to? Because they know the influence she has, because they give it to her. Don't you realize that they realize the moment that we come into real knowledge, the moment that we stop listening to the buffoonery that these people are putting out, the moment we step out of the matrix and come out of the delusional perspective that they want us in, is the moment they lose. So they continue to put people like this on a platform. They continue to put people like this on a platform, and they continue exploiting it to children because the youth is the future. And they don't want the future to think, they want the future to be controlled. Oh my goodness. And you wonder why I've been banned. You wonder why people who have their own minds get banned, because they're stepping out of the popular narrative. But listen to me, things don't change until one person steps up. Revolution happens when one person steps up, and when one person steps up, change happens. So yeah, they could ban me, they could ban these people, they could ban one person, but sooner or later it's gonna be too many people to ban, because I stepped up, because you stepped up, because people continue stepping up and people continue being trumpets for truth. So continue to step up. Love y'all.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
That video's a mixed bag. I got feelings, but
all right. Yeah. You see, okay.
Go ahead.
Well, here, hold on. The real truth here.
Everyone has their own version of the truth.
Stop stealing stuff that was in the 60s from Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. It sounds just like that all over again. Yes, I totally agree with the knowledge. Knowledge is exactly what they're trying to subvert. They are trying to keep youth down. But then again, we all kind of went through it. When you grow up, you start looking at things and making your own decisions, not based off of popular media and stuff like that. It's not like you won't watch popular media.
Hold on 1 second, Chris. Just keep that thought. Ashley has to bounce. Thank you.
Yes, I wanted to say congratulations on number 100. Yeah, I have to get up really early. I'm tired. But I'll see you guys soon.
Absolutely.
Love you all.
She lying. She about to go watch.
Ashley, have a good night.
I'm about to go to bed.
She about to go watch some MCU movie.
I'm boring now, guys. I go to sleep. I get
Take care of your business, Ashley.
All right. See you guys.
I appreciate you coming in. Thank you very much. Take care.
All right. Bye, guys. Bye.
Go ahead, Chris.
Your toys, your cartoons, your movies, your cereals, that kind of keeps youth in a place. Youth, what changes you from being youth or young, or not young necessarily, but being youth or a child, is your ability to start sifting through bullshit. So there is a very high thing there. And the problem is more and more people these days are getting older and older before they can sift through that bullshit. And sometimes, unfortunately, it's sometimes too late. Sometimes it's much later than it should be. There are truths to what he's saying. But it's always easy to blame it on everything else around you.
Hey, Myra.
It's always easy to blame it on something else. Eventually, you have to look at yourself. And you have to look at your surroundings and say, I am responsible for where I'm at. Not media. You cannot blame shit on media.
Yeah, but the censorship quotes are facts. And we did it ourselves, Nzo.
You made good points.
And one last thing before you go, Roberto, because I do agree with he made points, and I do hear what you're saying, Chris, about I used to say that all the time, right? We have to be ourselves, but when you're young, you're impressionable, right? And you're seeing these images, right? So they get stuck into your head. Now, as you get older, some people may come out of that, but there are a lot of them that still believe that what they saw as a kid and what they're seeing now is the way to go.
They're sponges at that age. You just
And
absorb
especially if their parents or someone that they trust and believe had those same diluted beliefs and deceptions, and they're gonna say, "Hey,
absolutely.
Daddy did it. I seen Daddy did it. Or Mama did it. Or Uncle so and so." So
you're right.
It's a generational thing in some aspects.
Because going back to the N-word when we had our episode of why that word could be said and other words where we feel are so much less offensive are being banned. Like, he makes some valid points, even though he seems too one-sided. He's making some valid points. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, because look, when I watch, we all just seen the same video. What I took away with it, I can agree to an extent, right? And let's say to an extent. Recently, it happened to me, and this is the issue with a lot of these apps, the Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, is that recently I got banned on Twitter. It was over some little stuff, right? I don't know what it was, but they said I had multiple violations or something, right? But this is what happens. They don't tell you what you did. They just say you got multiple violations. They don't break down what you did. They don't give you a specific. They give you very general. They say read the this
terms
long,
and conditions.
There's nothing there.
5-6 page paper about our policies. And it's like, this doesn't help me.
Wait. Can I want to use that example right there. You know what that is? That is Twitter's way of being the parent that says, why don't you sit in the corner and think about what you did? Okay, wait. If I don't know what was wrong to begin with, how do I know what I did and what am I thinking about now? It's literally, that's kind of what they're saying. They're saying, here, this is what you did wrong. We're not going to tell you, but you got to find it. By Twitter's rules, everybody should be banned. Truthfully, we've all done stuff that's against Twitter rules, but some people do, some people don't.
Right, literally everybody on the app should be banned at this point. And see,
facts.
With the video he brought up, right? Let's use the Lil Nas X thing for example, right? I'll say this. With Lil Nas X, when he came out with that Old Town Road song, I was in high school when I heard that song. I can tell you this now. Even I knew that song didn't like. He mentions lean in the song. Like, it's a very catchy song. I like the song, very catchy song. And I more so blame the parents because like y'all should be able to acknowledge these lyrics and stuff, and y'all still letting your kids listen to it. Like, yes, he shouldn't be performing at it. I saw him performing at an elementary school, which isn't right. But then I'm like this. Who gave him permission to do so at the school? Like, did they not listen to the song? Because everybody heard that song. Not even the parents and these old heads are like analyzing the lyrics. And I'm not saying you need to do a deep dive, but he mentioned, as young as I am, I noticed there was stuff in there that kids shouldn't be hearing. Now, I don't think Lil Nas X should be censored for the type of music he wants to make. It's just that if I see something like, that Lil Nas X video where he's twerking on the devil in, let's say, a Dora episode, and he just, no, that's a kid show, and you're trying to show kids something they shouldn't be seeing. Now, if he's, performing that at a concert with adults and stuff, ain't no issue, he's around adults and stuff.
Well, wait a minute. Okay, performing that on the kids show. There have been songs and been bands and stuff that if you go and you listen to the song, you say that's not a kid song. Yet Sesame Street, the Muppets have had them on going back into the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, and that
so this isn't a new thing, and I think that's why I think when I listen to this guy say this, it's like you aren't saying nothing's changed. The only difference is instead of it being parent talking to a parent, now it's a person on TikTok and 1 million people watching it.
Yeah,
but that's what changed. That's what changed now. Yes, exactly. That is what changed, and because more people see it, you have a greater influence on more people. That's the problem.
Right. And
go ahead, Kara.
times have changed a lot of stuff. Like back in the day, Looney Tunes, they used to have Bugs Bunny smoking cigars and stuff, and
cigarettes. Yeah.
you know, I remember there was an episode where like when Porky Pig
They
like
did the black.
he straight up cursed on Looney Tunes. That's a show for kids, but
they did the blackface on there. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
and see, a lot of people don't remember stuff the way they used to. I think a lot of people see stuff nowadays promoted, and it's literally just the same thing. Like nothing has changed. They're still promoting stuff in kid shows that kids shouldn't see. SpongeBob has a bunch of sexual innuendos and stuff.
Oh God,
that show makes me laugh. Now, if you're a kid, you're not going to miss it. But SpongeBob has a bunch of them. But
absolutely,
that's also they're trying to keep parents watching it
parents
too.
Interested and stuff, you know. Yeah. And that's why, honestly, I think it's just a lot of people don't want to see it because they just don't like it. But it's like here, you was okay with this. If it's a thing about kids, I think we should all be consistent. I'm like this in any kid show. I don't want to see no sexual innuendos. I don't want to see nothing sexual. I don't want to see no cigarettes. I don't want to see no drugs. I don't want to see no like kid friendly, G-rated. You know, I want to see all G-rated stuff. All I want to see is them talking about colors and shapes and ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. Nothing else.
If Andre said it boils down to subliminal messaging, not just kids but adults. Absolutely, 100% it does, right? Because even though you're an adult, there are still some adults that are still susceptible to those kind of things. You know what I mean? Like, so it's a problem that's happening. And then we talk about censorship, and it's like, well, okay, so certain people are getting censored, but some aren't. And it's like, I don't believe that people should be censored at all, right? But now I'm finding out, and I haven't seen it yet, but because Elon Musk bought Twitter, I'm hearing people are trying to test the censorship thing and running around and posting the N-word on there. So I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. There are other words that you can use to test that out. Why is it specifically the N-word?
Because that's the word they can get away with.
Well,
I guess so, man.
And Nzo, even in this is what I think. The guy, I do agree, brought us some very general points. But when I just kept on hearing him mention it over and over, like I said, I'm not trying to bash on him for what he believes in. Believe whatever you believe in. Man kept on mentioning God over and over again, right? I'm assuming he's probably a channel that talks about a lot of religious stuff and Christian stuff, tips, and all that. I want to know what his content is because I'm like this. Are you pushing any narratives? Right?
Well, because I got you.
Because I'm like, are you pushing narratives too?
I heard. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'll let you finish.
No. Go ahead.
That's a lot of people will say, why are you pushing this narrative? But then on their end, they're pushing their own narrative. Not saying you can't push something out there, but if you're pushing a narrative too and trying to force people to believe in this, believe in that, because I even seen religious people do it over the years and stuff. But like Superman, literally all the religious imagery in all his movies, even though Superman was made by 2 Jewish people, they put a bunch of Christian imagery in a bunch of his movies for years, a bunch. And Superman's more of a Moses allegory than he is like a Jesus type of character. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you.
But like I said,
Roberto,
I'm trying to bash on nobody's beliefs and stuff. Like I say, a lot of people are pushing narratives. But he did make some good general points about truth and facts in general in that video.
Well, but Roberto, I think, was saying depends on what truth you're talking about.
Yeah, that too.
Truth is different to everyone. And he's attacking Twitter and other people for saying fact checks and whatnot. Well, let's be honest. You know what Twitter's facts are. You know what YouTube's facts are. If you step out of that line, right or wrong, you know what they think it is.
Right.
So arguing about it isn't going to change it. You can be mad about it, then go find the platform that allows you to speak your truth, if that's what you believe. Because I call it your truth because it doesn't matter what I believe. It doesn't matter what you believe. It's your truth. Now, sometimes truths come together and groups of people can believe the same thing, but it's still your truth. And you'll find where that truth fits in. I heard that, I speak truth. I do this and this. It's like, okay, so what's that truth you're speaking? What is it that you're calling these people out for censoring you when they don't censor this? And maybe I don't know.
That's why I wish in the video he showed an example of what they censored, like the video, so we can see. Because I'm curious what his content is. I don't think he has bad content or good content. I don't know, but I need to know what they're censoring for me to go like, okay, I can agree or disagree with this.
I thought he had it out for Nas X. Because that's the only guy who's really calling out. And then he's calling out Nicki.
I didn't like the devil video thing anyways. Didn't that backfire on him pretty heavily? Didn't it backfire on him pretty heavily though? The shoe and everything?
I don't know. He was getting a whole bunch of ad time. I saw the commercial like during NBA. Those devil shoes.
I mean,
sometimes I just look at it as outlandish. It's an act. It's like Alice Cooper. Alice Cooper did some crazy shit, and
but he did it in concert. It wasn't on TV. It wasn't part of advertising.
Different time. That's true.
Yeah, they did it in their concert, and you knew what you were getting. A lot of people went to see those shows for those exact reasons. Yep. What's his name? That British guy.
Which one?
Spat, had everyone spit in a jar in the audience, and then he drank it.
What?
You don't remember that shit? Same guy with the bat's head off. What's his name? Osborne?
Ozzy
Osborne did it, man.
Yeah, do you know here's the thing, he does crazy stuff just because it's shock value.
That's their way of drawing attention.
He didn't know that was a real bat. He'll tell you that
swallowing everybody's boogers. He passed the thing into the audience. That's fucking disgusting, man.
Yeah, but
it's disgusting.
Hey, shock sells, man.
He knew something. We did it, right?
So we are going to get ready to close it up soon. But Chris Knight, are you ready?
I don't know which. I got two songs I could sing. I could either sing "Shake a Tail Feather" or I could do "Living in America."
You got to do a Motown song.
Do what? A Motown song?
Yeah, because you seem to got the hey, ow.
What up, K-Dot? Chat, what do you want to hear? Do you want to?
I do got to get ready for work. I'll be in chat watching for the rest of the time. But
peace out, K-Dot.
No problem. Hey, thanks for coming, K-Dot. Much appreciated.
Thanks for inviting me on. I'm glad to be here.
Okay. Oh, I'm glad you came on, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. Take care.
Danny, Roberto,
so we have one.
Always a pleasure, my friend.
We have one living with a hernia. What do you want to hear, Roberto? Which one do you want to hear? Shake your tail feather?
James Brown.
All right.
Okay,
living
fine.
in America.
That's the one I pulled up anyways. I figured you guys would want that.
He's got the glasses now, the echo.
Yeah, hold on. I got to make sure it's all on here. Okay. All right, here we go. Just let me know if anything's too loud.
Hope it's not the extended version.
Oh! Get up now! Woo!
Where's Daddy?
He's there.
Knock it out! Yeah! Super highways, coast to coast, easy to get anywhere on the transcontinental overload. Just slide behind the wheel. How does it feel? There's no destination. That's too far, and somewhere on the way, you might find out who you are. Eye to eye, station to station. Hand to hand, soul. Oh, yeah. Come on now. Oh. So back, many miles off the road track. On that radio. Keep on running through your rock and roll soul. All night diners. Keep you awake on a black coffee in a hard road. Say it. But everybody's working overtime. Station to station. Oh, we all hand in hand across the nation. Yeah, got to have a celebration. Woo! I live in America. Say it loud. I say it loud. Now I live in America. Wait a minute. I said, wait a minute. You may not be looking for the promised land, but you might find it anyway. Under one of those old familiar names, like New Orleans, Detroit City, Dallas, Pittsburgh, PA, New York City, Kansas City, Atlanta, yeah, Chicago and LA. Woo! Headband! Oh, damn! What the hell? Yeah! I'm gonna make a scene now! Yeah! I say it loud! I say it loud! It'll make you proud!
Oh my God! This is good shit here.
I said, hey, I know what it means. Oh, I just said just die. Oh my God. Eddie Murphy, eat your heart out. I said, hit the brakes. Oh, damn. I said it. Station to station. Woo! So nice. Your back set. Woo! I just shit my pants.
Oh my God. 100.
Thank you very much. 100 episode, guys. It doesn't get no better than that.
And send that into Holmes' video, from his video. You can win the money out there.
You can if you want.
That is a $100,000 film right there, buddy.
And Deej said he could do a better James Brown. So I would love
get
to
your
hear
ass
that
up
one
here.
day, G.
I'd
love to hear you do that one day, Deej. Trust me on that. But yeah, it was a great show. Thank you, everybody. We actually did 100 episodes of this. I thank Danny, I thank Chris, and all of you guys, because I wouldn't be able to do this without you. Roberto, my co-host, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. The chaos list and the tournaments will be back next week, guys. So look out for that. Yeah, it'll be definitely great.
Was there a square one on Saturday?
No.
Okay, because I was going to say, I didn't get a link.
We're not officially do square one until you say you are ready to come back.
That's in 2 weeks, my brother, because Anzo can tell you we're having some crazy fucking weather up here, Danny. It's going to be 20 degrees Saturday. My golf course said we're going to stay open one more weekend. I couldn't play last weekend because my back went out on me. So sorry, fellas, if you could just give me one more weekend.
Absolutely. So, Deej, next week I'll send you the link to come in and do one. What's that, Danny? Oh yeah, give us the listings. Chris, shout out your channel real quick. I said
Real
listings.
Review 3000, that's what it is. Also, Chaos Central, of course, 3 shows. We'll be back next week with all 3 shows, like Anto said. This week, doing the Unmasked and Masked Singer probably Friday and releasing it Saturday because they're doing the show Sunday this week. Other than that, the Rumble will be next week. Name that tune this Sunday, hopefully. But all sorts of stuff going on. So thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
I'm hitting my stride in that Rumble. I think I'm gonna be the 3rd grand champion, bro.
Absolutely, that'd be great. That'd be great. I see you won that. Congratulations on that.
I'm hitting my stride.
Yeah. They can't mess with you, bro.
Took it.
Roberto is number 1, 62 and 45. Chris is in 2nd place, 60 and 47. I'm in 3rd with 59 and 48, and Nzo is 57-50.
I'm getting up there.
Yeah, you are slowly but surely. I don't know why I fucking took the Jets. I didn't.
All 3 of y'all had 9 and 6.
9 and 6. Okay.
I had 8 and 7, so nobody really had a really bad, terrible.
Honestly, Danny, I thought I did a lot worse than.
So did I.
When I ended up checking, I thought
we all lost a lot of the same games. Like Nzo was the only one to pick Atlanta. I don't know how he pulled that out of his ass.
Wait, who picked Cleveland? Who picked Cleveland? Somebody picked
nobody.
Cleveland.
No, all of us picked the Bengals.
I could have saw someone said I take Cleveland.
No, I think I took the Bengals too.
Okay.
Oh, another news, I finally broke 750 subs, only took 2 years. Hey, congratulations. 12 years. Congratulations.
12 years.
You'll get to us. Yeah.
So I shouldn't feel so bad being 99 for 3.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
2 teams. I don't know where the hell he get them from. He picked the Patriots to beat the Jets.
Yeah, of course.
And
the 13-game winning streak against the Jets. And I was thinking New England had a hard time against the Jets. It's the wrong team.
And Atlanta, yeah, for sure. Atlanta had an idea.
You know why I didn't choose Atlanta, Nzo? Because I don't know if that guy's in every game. When I choose them, he's not in. When I don't choose them, he's in.
I'll tell you who fucking Raiders. They talking about Aaron Rodgers going to the Raiders. Lord, please let him go.
Oh, hey, hold on. Wait, did you guys hear Chubb got traded?
No, that's not Chubb from Cleveland.
No.
Yes, it is.
No, that's Chubb, the linebacker.
Was it? Hold on. No,
yeah.
No, because I checked my roster.
Chubb like in the top 5 running backs this year. They didn't trade
The only running back that got traded was that one from Indy. He went over to.
No, what's face got traded the week before?
No, just recently I'm talking.
McCaffrey.
Hines.
You see that rule?
McCaffrey that was a crazy trade for San Fran.
You see that he broke that thing that never happened? Like he's like the 2nd or 3rd running back that ever scored a running touchdown, threw a touchdown, and catch a touchdown.
Oh, no, it wasn't Chubb. It was Claypool.
Yeah, Claypool's gone, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. We traded fucking Claypool.
Good for him, because he was getting no love in Pittsburgh, man. I don't know why they weren't showing this guy the ball, because this guy was a stud 2 years ago.
But I'm glad I have him, so we'll see what happens there.
Where'd he go?
Let's say Chicago? No, it wasn't Chicago.
Guy.
Hold on.
Yeah,
it was Chicago.
Poor guy.
Cold environment to another cold environment.
Yeah, it was Chicago.
Hey, their quarterback is decent.
Yeah, but their offensive coordinator sucks shit.
So, with that being said, guys, Deej, like I said, I hope you get there with your subs to 1,000. Thank you. We've read 100 more to come. It was a pleasure. Hey, first off, I wanted to say something. What did you guys think of that fucking track at the beginning?
I found it a little long, but it had my head bopping. I won't lie.
It was long. I heard that shit.
I was like, copyright.
Yeah, I know. Right away.
I was like, holy shit, this shit is long, Nzo.
I was like, man.
Will our show even play tonight?
I already know. I'll cut it out. Don't worry. But I had to play it because I heard that track. That's a new song from Busta called Slap. I was going to send it to Danny. I was gonna send. Yeah, I like the Buster verse too. I was gonna send it to Danny. I was like, no, I want them to hear it on the stream first before I send it to them.
Fire, bro.
Yeah, it was
Buster
pretty
verse
tight,
had
eh?
my head popping. I won't lie. No one could see that shit. And then
Yeah, it was
after that,
tight.
I kind of like, okay, Anzo, let's start the show. You know?
Hey, no,
It
I
was
had
what,
to play
5
the Big
minutes?
Daddy. Yeah, I had to play the Big
I
Daddy
only
King,
take
though.
60 seconds. There's some clips we play, man, like 30 seconds. They'd be like, copyright.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anzo's
So I
giving
know that's
5
gonna get
minutes with fireworks, Danny.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, because
I
I
know it's
played
gonna
that Queen Bee song for She-Hulk, which and I cut it off. Like, man, I'm playing here to here, 15, 20 seconds. Shit, I still get the copyright strikes, man. You won't find them on my channel. You find them on Chris' channel, on Chaos Central. I delete every last one of them motherfuckers off my channel.
Yeah, I won't delete it. I'm just gonna cut it out or mute it or whatever. You know what I mean? But I just thought it would be fire for the first track, you know. But with that being said, peace, guys. See you next week.
Enough
Make
love.
sure to check out
Looking
everybody on the
forward to the
panel,
next 100,
all
yo.
the shows. Absolutely, me too. Peace.
The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist. And like that,